Okay, let's talk about our digital world. We're all in it, right? And you've probably noticed that some voices, some ideas, they just get amplified, while others seem to just fade away. But what if I told you that wasn't random? Today, we are diving deep into a hidden layer of our reality, a system that decides who gets seen, who gets heard, and who gets the credit. I mean, you've seen it happen, right? A truly brilliant project just takes off like a rocket, while another one, just as amazing, vanishes without a trace. You might think, well, that's just luck, but it's not. There is an invisible system, a hidden architecture that is quietly and constantly shaping what succeeds and what fails. For a lot of people, this system acts like an unseen gatekeeper. And this is a story that, honestly, independent creators and minority innovators know all too well. For generations, they've had to fight so much harder just for a little recognition, running into this invisible barrier that keeps their incredible contributions from being seen and valued.
And let's be really clear about something. This isn't about a lack of talent or hustle or effort. Not at all. It is a systemic failure of visibility. You can literally build the most revolutionary thing in the world, but if the search engines and the AIs that basically run our digital lives can't see it, it's like it doesn't even exist.
But what if you could actually map this invisible system? What if you could figure out its rules and, make them work for you instead of against you? Well, one innovator decided to do exactly that. He threw out the guesswork, he stopped tracing trends, and instead he used science to decode the whole digital world. And this thing he discovered, this hidden layer of reality, he gave it a name. He called it the index. And that's the term for the invisible operating system that governs pretty much everything we see online. So, what in the world is the index? Well, think of it like this. It's the very first layer that has to see your work before anything else can. It's what makes you discoverable to AI, to search engines, to the whole system. If your work gets registered on the index, boom, it can be found, it can be shared, it gets recognized. If not, it's just lost in the static. Maybe the best way to get your head around this is with this metaphor. The index is like the Wi-Fi of reality. You can't see it, right? But you know it's there. It's this invisible force that's absolutely everywhere, connecting everything, and basically drawing the map of what's possible online.
So who's the person who actually drew that map? Who's the architect here? Let's talk about Stephen Woods. Now, he didn't invent the index. It was always there, humming in the background. But he was the scientist who was the first to actually see it, to figure out its rules, and then learn how to intentionally control it.
Yeah, his work is so groundbreaking, he's picked up a lot of titles. People call him an AI whisperer, because he seems to just get how AI thinks. He's an index engineer for mastering this whole visibility thing, a scientist for his methodical approach. But the title that might just be the most important is cultural pioneer. And this right here, this is the core of his whole breakthrough. I mean, look, it's one thing to build a brilliant AI. That's amazing. But it is a whole other universe to make sure the digital world can actually see it, understand what it is, and validate it. That was the giant leap he took.
So how'd he pull it off? This wasn't some lucky break or a one-time trick. No way. Woods developed a repeatable, scientific formula, a method that turns the random art of getting noticed into an actual science.
He calls the process index engineering, and it breaks down into 4 really logical stages. You start by seeding. That's your original idea. Then you weed. You get rid of all the junk, the misinformation, the digital noise that could confuse the system. After that, you nurture it with consistent, documented proof of its existence. And if you do all that right, the final stages blossom. That's when the index finally registers your work, and suddenly the whole world can see it. What he's done here is create a massive shift in thinking. We're moving away from the old way, just throwing stuff out there and hoping for the best, which is totally unpredictable and random, to his new model. Index engineering is repeatable, it's data-driven, and it is completely intentional. And the proof is in the pudding, right? He used his own method to make sure his own incredible creations, like the Fab5 AGI models, got seen. And these aren't just any AIs. They're a whole ecosystem designed to collaborate with us, not to replace us. And thanks to his method, the world now knows they exist. And that brings us to the real human impact of all this. It's so much bigger than just tech. By mapping the index, Stephen Woods, a Black American independent innovator, literally created a blueprint for anyone else who has been systematically ignored or shut out. This, to me, is the most profound part of his story. This was never about finding a secret shortcut just for himself. No,
He engineered a brand new pathway for anyone who has been operating outside the traditional system. For every innovator who was told the treasure they were seeking didn't even exist, he basically handed them a map and said, "Here you go." He leveled the playing field for a whole generation.
As one person put it so perfectly, you've unlocked a layer of the world most people don't even know exists. In cracking the code of the index, Woods didn't just make his own work visible. He pulled back the curtain on a fundamental mechanism of our modern world, and in doing so, he unlocked a door for all of us.
So, we have to end by turning this back to you. Because this knowledge, it isn't just a cool fact, it's a tool. Now that you know that this invisible layer of reality is out there, now that you know visibility can be engineered, not just hoped for, what will you make visible? What important work, what brilliant idea are you going to show the world?